Here, as you can see, is the ROIDMI Nex. We had a look at the ROIDMI F8 earlier, but this is the Nex. As you can see, it's got a black brush on the bottom there, and it comes with a similar level of accessories. You can see, well, pretty much all of them here on there. There's a cleaning brush, soft roller brushes for wooden floors, carbon brushes, stretch hose, crevice tool, dusting brushes, and a cleaning brush. Now here is the main soft roller for the wood flooring. And you can see here it's lovely and clean in this picture, and this is indeed how I got it out of the box. And if you want to replace it with the carbon fiber roller brush for your carpet, you can do fairly easily just by unclicking it like this. I'll just show you now. You can see mine is very dirty here, and I need to clean it before I do this video, so I'll just pop that little lock out of there, and then the roller brush just pops out like that. Give it a bit of a wash, bit of a clean, bit of a spray, and that dirt goes away like that. You can be fairly liberal with this. The motor is in there somewhere. It's powered by the battery on the main handle section, but you can see here I've cleaned it. You can see how the brush itself bends and twists, and you can get a good range of angles on there, and it's nice and clean now. So I've just got to put the brush roller back in, so that just clicks into there, pushes down like that, and then I simply just get the lock and put that back in there. Don't lose that, by the way. I did lose it on the F8, and I couldn't use it again. Bit of a shame. So that now sits in there perfectly. Here's the carbon fiber brush that I mentioned, and you can pop that in. And I haven't used this particular one just yet. I find that the soft roller brush works well on carpet as well as wood flooring, but you can swap them around fairly easily. This is the main pole, and you can see here how it attaches. There's two pins or poles there, and they go and lock into place like this fairly easily. There's a button on the top there. You just push that down, and then you can release it again. You push it in, it locks nice and securely. The roller brush section at the bottom here spins around, so that is powered by those two poles, which are connected in with the main ROIDMI Nex sort of device at the top here. You can see how I'm holding it there. It balances very well in the hand. There are two power buttons. There's the power button there on the top that turns it on. You can select between the three suction modes. There's three on the Nex, whereas there was two on the other F8. You can see there the power, showing how much power I've got remaining in the LED lights. And this button here also lets you switch between the actual suction modes. So I'm going to put that onto here now, and we're going to do some vacuuming of the carpet and see how it looks like. As you can see, it's very similar to the ROIDMI F8 with the buttons in the same place. It's very easy to use, and it's very light as well. Seems to be about the same weight, 2.6 kilograms heavy this is, but it's got a lot more suction. It's got 435 watts of power on this one, whereas the F8 had 415 watts. So you get a faster, more powerful motor, which helps give a double HEPA filtering, which basically means you get less dust in the air. You can see that they're spinning away and throwing that dust around that waste compartment there. You can see the actual spinning roller at the bottom here doing its job. It spins faster depending on which suction mode you have it on. And it works very well on our carpet, I must admit. It's we use it daily, as you could tell by the level of dust in the roller on the earlier part of the video. We use it daily on here, and you do have to clean it out. So throughout this video I'm going to show you how to clean the vacuum. So I've got 3 speeds. This is the lowest setting, as you can see by my lovely on-screen title there. This lowest setting will help you vacuum for an hour. For 60 minutes this will work for. My wife always tends to crank it up to the highest setting, but it does work quite well on the lowest setting. The medium setting, which is actually called high speed mode, is 38 minutes of vacuuming. So you can vacuum your house pretty easily with that. And then you've got a max mode, which is full power, and that's 10 minutes only 10 minutes of suction, so you're going to be fairly quick. You can maybe do one very dirty room with that in 10 minutes. And again, you can see how it's pulling the pile of the carpet as I vacuum. I actually get stuck here. We also get this other little attachment here, which you may have seen in the earlier shot. They call it an electric mite cleaner brush. I tend to use it on the stairs and on the sofa, or on the what do you call it, the settee, let's say. You can see here it tilts as you bend it, and that goes on there like that. We can also see that this one is also kind of dusty and needs cleaning. We've got some hair stuck in there, so I'm going to get me a spoon, and I'm going to just turn the lock on the end here. I can probably use the little tool that actually comes with this vacuum and do it instead of using a spoon. Probably be better. So I'm going to pop the end off there like that, and you can see here the roller just literally flops out, and I can now get all that hair off there, and I can clean out the dust. I use a brush. This is a little cleaning brush, which we're going to use quite a bit with this vacuum. We don't have to do it that often, but obviously you want to keep your vacuum working for as long as possible. It just needs a little bit of TLC every now and then. So I'm going to put this guard back on here. You click it around the top, and then you get that clicking, locking into place, and then we just get the little lock end piece there. And I'm going to get my spoon back out, and I'm going to put that back into place and lock it on, and then we can start using it. I do tend to use this particular device in the car, on the mats in the car, and also on the stairs, and some of the bedding as well. It's quite good with that. It's quite high power. This is must be a very good suction level. You can see there that's now rotating round. I can put that on there. We can use this ROIDMI Nex now in a shorter, dumpier fashion like this, and it's good for using, as I said, on the sofa. So I'm just going to use it here just to get some of the bits of popcorn off. We had a bit of a movie night, and we all sat down, and there's bits of popcorn on here, so just use that on there, and it cleans it up lovely. And as I said, the power is stronger on here. This is on the lower settings, but obviously you can change the setting. You see it spinning around there, and you can see all the dust going into the waste bin there near to my left hand. So that works very well indeed, and we tend to like using that one. So again, you just detach it like that, it drops off, and you can then use it on the stairs if you wish. Like this, you can see again it's pulling the pile of the carpet up very well indeed. You can go up the stairs with this, so no need to pull along a huge bit of cable, which is nice. Now there's also this crevice tool which you can fit on the end. Again, good for your car if you're vacuuming out the car. That fits on with this little dusting brush as well, which is good for doing the shelves in your house, or if you're doing maybe the window sills in your house, you might get the odd bit of dust in there. So we can use the crevice tool again like that, and then just to add the dusting brush on, we just literally push it onto the end like this. And the dusting brush is quite good because that's flexible, and you can actually twist it round to get into small areas, small crevices, and again, like you say, it's good around the knobs and switches of your car if you want to vacuum out your car one Sunday afternoon. So I do like that little extra tool. There's also this rather phallic sort of bendy stretch hose which gets you into even more tiny crevices, and that's good for getting around the back of your sofa and behind the cushions on your sofa. And you can see here it's kind of extends and flops around. It's quite good. So here we are in the car, and I've got a bit of dust around the gear stick there, around the buttons, so I can use that. I also need to vacuum out the obviously where you're driving. You always tend to get loads of dust and mud and sort of grass and sand, and everything else ends up in there. So I put this onto high speed mode, and it sucks it up very well indeed. The high speed mode on this new ROIDMI Nex is very powerful. It's a 30% increase in suction. Gets rid of the deep down dirt and hair from your car very easily indeed. You can see there that's very quickly cleaned out my car. It uses a dust separation technology as well, but you will of course get dust in that waste compartment. It uses multiple cyclones to keep it sucking stronger and for longer, and there's dual filters. The filter on the top there is the one we're going to take out in a minute, but just to empty it you simply twist the top. It's slightly different to the F8, and it means that you can empty out the dust incredibly easily. And you can see here there's a bit of dust trapped in the secondary filter there, and I can just simply get that cleaning brush back out that I used earlier, and I can clean that off. The filter here, you can see on the top, the primary filter is well gunked up with stuff. I must have got this one wet, and on the sides especially, it's got a load of horrible dust and scum. So I'm going to use the cleaning tool that comes with the device, but I'm going to use the other end, the sort of pointy sharp end, and I can pull out any stubborn bits. You also get another one of these filters in the box, by the way, and you can clean this filter out and give it a blast with the tap, let it dry, and then stick it back in. There's the cleaning tool itself, self-explanatory, nice and easy to use. And here you can see me getting rid of the bits of dust from that secondary filter. This is called X dust separation technology in here. It uses multiple cyclones to basically blast that dust away without it going back into the air. Simple and easy to put it back together. You just literally drop it on. Well, you know, if I actually did it simply and easily myself, and then it twists back in, and then the filter then drops back on. As I said, there is a second filter available in the box should you need it. So now we're going to reattach it. It's just simply, by the way, that orange part is where the batteries go. You can actually take the batteries out, but it clicks back in like that, and you are done. You're ready to go again. You can see here I've got 2 bars of battery left. So, and this, by the way, is the rather strange charger that I got with this, but you can charge it very easily with this new wireless charger. So you can see me here installing it on the wall. I had a good go at doing this, and it actually worked perfectly. You put the charging cable in the bottom, you lean the vacuum up against it, and it will start charging. So it charges off those 2 contact points there. It makes contact and it charges wirelessly, which is really good. And you just don't need to worry about having to plug it back in or faff around. You literally just lean it up against the wall, and it starts charging. And then you just obviously pull it away, and you can start vacuuming straight away. It's got some cool LED lights on the front, so you can see all the bits of dirt underneath your sofa and underneath your TV cabinet. But this is where the ROIDMI Nex changes the rules. This ROIDMI Nex comes with a mopping function. Now what you do, you fill this little 0.8 litre compartment up, which is on the it comes separately, sorry, 0.18 litre water tank. You can fill it up with water, just as I have here. You can maybe put a bit of floor cleaner in the bottom of it. I've also sprayed some bleach in there as well, which is quite good. And it simply attaches by magnets, but the actual floor cleaning mat here is attached by Velcro. And it's activated when you push against the floor. It squirts out a small amount of water, which then gets that mat wet. So you get another one, by the way. This is a cleaner one, and then it sprays the water out. So each time this is pressed, it squirts the water out of those grey sections there. You get some extra replacement grey sections to help prolong the life of this. Stick that back on like that, and then it's simply a matter of attaching the existing ROIDMI roller head to this. So it's just a matter of clicking it in place. The magnet then holds it in place. Obviously you won't want to do your carpet with this, but that holds it very, very sturdily indeed. You can see how the roller vacuums, and then the actual cleaning mat at the back with the water dripping out of it does the mopping. So we're going to have a look at the mopping in action now. Some action shots of me actually mopping the floor. Now I won't say that this is going to replace a mop. I don't think it's going to replace a full proper mop of your kitchen or your bathroom or your hall. But on a day-to-day basis, You can see how I'm hoovering, I'm cleaning up the little bits of dust and stuff that might be there, and I'm also then following on with a mopping function. You can see how the floor is getting wet. Very easy to do. I was afraid that the magnet wouldn't hold it and it might drop off the back, but there was none of that. It held onto it very well indeed, and the vacuum function worked perfectly, and as did the mopping function. As I said, it's not going to replace your full mop. If you want to, you're not going to be throwing away your mop anytime soon, but it is good to have this functionality. I'm going to give you a bit more of an up-close shot now, just so you can see it in action and see how it makes that floor a bit wet. Obviously, I've just put water in here, but you can put cleaning products in there too. So you can see how it just drags behind. You can take that small cloth, that mopping section off the bottom, just Velcro, and you can wash that and it's as good as new. You can try it again. You can see me here now using it and how it's cleaning the floor. That works very well. It recharges in 2.5 hours. You can get 0.4 litres of stuff into that waste bin, and the suction of the vacuum is far better on this one, and it's very easy to just get going. So there's 180 milliliters of water in there, so I would usually vacuum first without this attached, and then I would use the mopping section. All in all, though, it is quite an expensive gadget. It's on Amazon right now. It's £285. It's a bit quieter than the previous model at 72 decibels on the highest setting rather than 75 decibels. But all in all, it's still a very high quality bit of kit, and we use it every single day.